I'm strict with men. Like I make you start doing things from the start out the gate. Like I don't wait. You can't wait to show me no tricks. You got to show me tricks from the start.
Impress me.
And if you can't show me tricks from the start, like you out of here.
Hey, Honesties. Welcome back to another episode of Honesty, the podcast with your host, Zena, aka Top Tier Z. Why I keep it raw, I keep it real, and I keep it risky. Today's guest flew all the way from North Carolina?
Yes.
Okay, look at the memory. To be here with me today, welcome, Vane. How are you?
I'm great.
All righty. Before we get into today's episode, we're going to speak about women lying to each other and just not being honest. We're going to speak about women showing the world the things they want to see rather than being their authentic selves. We're also going to speak about marriage, relationships, and so forth. So
yes,
let's get into our fast five. Okay. Would you rather a man who controls every decision that is being made in the relationship, or a man who lets you take the lead?
both.
No, just gotta be one.
A man that take control. I love a great leader.
Would you rather take a road trip across the 48 states in the US? And I say 48 because you can't road trip across Hawaii and Alaska. Look at me showing y'all my smarts. Okay. Or take a trip to a foreign country.
Take a trip across the 48 states.
Ooh, why is that?
Because I feel like you will learn more about the continent that you actually live on.
I like that. Okay. Would you rather a relationship that is full of grand, big gestures, or one that is full of small acts of love on the daily?
Definitely small acts of love on the daily.
Okay. Would you rather be the one to initiate sex with your partner every time it happens, or have him initiate all the time?
Oh, baby, I like to act like a damsel in distress. Come and get me.
So he's initiated.
Yes.
Okay.
For sure.
She said, I'm just going to be sitting back looking pretty, you know.
Yes. Come and get me.
That's part of being a man who takes lead.
And
right?
then I take charge once you come and get me and make me hot.
I'm crying. Would you rather have a spontaneous night of passion or a slow romantic evening?
A spontaneous night of passion.
You need to keep things exciting.
Yes.
Okay, well, thank you. That concludes our fast five, and we have broken some ice. All right, we're gonna get into today's episode. Do you think women are honest enough with each other?
No.
Okay, go ahead. Why not?
No.
Why?
Yeah. Because I feel like it's too much ego and pride attached to character.
I think women are afraid of hurting each other's feelings, especially friends, right? So, for example, if you had a friend and she was gaining weight and she passed the point of being thick now, right? Would you tell her?
Yes. We are friends. So for one, once I see you busting out of them jeans, I'm automatically gonna say, girl, you gained weight. What, those are the same jeans? You washed them a lot or something? I'm gonna say something to my friend.
Okay. Because you have some women who are like, I don't want to hurt their feelings, or, she might be still offended. She might not want to be our friend anymore. So they just watch their friends go through things that are not good for them, whether it's toxic relationships.
I mean, would you really call those friends?
That's what I'm saying.
If you watch somebody that you care about, because to me, anything that says a ship means is work, is more than one person. Relationship, friendship, whatever it is. You can't expect somebody to love you or care about you if they sit and watch you go through things, let you come outside looking crazy. You ain't my friend.
That's a fact. And I feel like we don't hold each other accountable enough, right? There's a lot of times where we condone and we enable certain behaviors from our friends because they're our friends. Things we would never accept from anyone else, or things we wouldn't be okay with seeing another person do or a stranger do. We tend to give her grace. She's going through a hard time, or, we don't hold them accountable. And I think that lack of accountability is really...
See, that's why I can't keep friends, because I check everything and I hold people accountable for the things that they do, and I come across as harsh. So I can't keep people around me because people don't like accountability, and you gotta have accountability with being around Kenya.
I feel you. But do you think sometimes it's not what you say, but how you say it, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So,
I've had to learn that over time. My delivery sometimes is a little too abrasive.
And who taught you that? Like,
Me, just my own failures. I've lost some people that I wish I still had
mm,
because of my delivery.
mhm.
So I had to be real with myself. Like, you caused that. You could have said that better. You could have did that different.
Yeah. You have to hold yourself accountable.
Yes.
That's real. A lot of women, we don't hold ourselves accountable. We blame everyone else until
Mm-hmm.
we realize like the same things, the same patterns and the same things keep happening in our friendships or relationships. And at some point, like you're the problem now,
Yeah.
right? You know what I'm saying? Like
Yes.
everyone else can be the problem for so long, but at some point it has to be you.
Yeah, you gotta know it's you.
You want to speak about women being misguided and just lost in today's world, right? And a lot of women showing up as what they think society wants them to be
Mm-hmm.
rather than being them their actual selves. Tell me your experience with that.
I used to work the nightlife, so I see a lot of beautiful women that are internally broken. They not even themselves. Like, they have a facade on Instagram, but when you meet these women in person, they have no personality,
Mm.
no vocabulary, just nothing going on, just like a doorknob. Nothing.
Wait, what did you do in the nightlife?
I used to bartend.
Okay.
I was a bartender, so yeah, you meet these women and like I said, they just like doorknobs. Like it's just nothing there. But on social media, it's like this whole grand personality. It's
Mhm.
confusing.
Wait, it's giving Summer Walker because a lot of I
What?
don't know if you remember Summer Walker like having like anxiety, right? Social anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
But then you see her on Instagram and she like now I see her on Instagram and she's doing like, just a little more funny, showing more
I
personality.
don't know. I don't even follow her, so I'm not sure.
I don't follow her either, but the shade room like posts her and
Mm-hmm.
like I'm like, where's the social anxiety she had, right? So I feel like perhaps some women in the camera they're comfortable because it's just themselves, right? But then in person they might be nervous or anxious.
You think so? Or they just pretending
I mean, it could be both ways
on social media?
I feel like a lot of people do pretend. Social media is a facade. I always say,
Yeah, it's not a real place.
nah.
Because it lets you create this whole personality. It lets you copy and paste sentences because you meet these people in person. They probably can't even put a paragraph together and be grammatically correct. Like,
It's funny because there's times I would like DM in the past, right? Like I'm
Mhm.
DMing, having convos with guys, and then we take it off of social media and like actually meet in person, and we're like on a date, and they're
Uh-huh.
always like so impressed, like, oh, you actually can hold a conversation, and I'm like, yeah, like they're like, on social media, you just seem like this kind of uptight, pretty girl. I'm just like, me? I mean, this was before I started partying, right?
Uh-huh.
So now I don't even want to date anyone on social media because I don't want them seeing this podcast. But yeah, no,
Oh,
no,
why?
I feel like there's a lot of things I disclose on my show sometimes
Mhm.
that I'm not like, and a man watching getting to know me. You're privy to this information before I like actually have that conversation with you, right? And to me, that gives you the one up on
No,
me.
it's a challenge
Why you say that?
because I feel like dating is more so about strategy.
Yeah.
So you let them think that they know you.
Mm.
You let them think that because what they're gonna do is they're gonna show you everything that they've um read about you, heard about you. It's so they start to do things according to that. But once that you don't have that much information that you're talking about on the podcast, I'm sure. Your personality is bigger than a podcast. Once they're done with that little homework that they have, what else?
That's a fact. Nah, you're right. All right. Well,
You got to be strategic with dating.
it's been so long since I've actually like dated someone, to be honest with you. So it's like,
Well, see, I had to learn how to date because I was married for so many years, like in my whole 20s. So I had no choice but to learn how to date when I started dating in my late 20s because I didn't even know what I was doing. So I did everything with strategy. I just had to use my head because I realized that I didn't really know what was happening.
yeah, because you were married for so long. Tell me about being married in your 20s. What is that like? Because I feel like a lot of women think they want to get married at a young age, but it's like, how much do you really know yourself? Like, tell me about that experience and like why you think that marriage didn't last.
I wouldn't take it back. I don't regret it. I love that I was married so young because it taught me a lot about myself. I learned I learned what I was willing to take, what I didn't want to take. I learned the type of man that I wanted. I learned the man that I had. Um it. I'm just thankful that I was married so young. I just feel like it was a lot to be married so young, but it wasn't a lot for me. But it seemed like a lot at the time. But thinking about it now, when I fast forward, it was easy. It was easy. Easy in the sense where it's kind of like I feel like I had life teaching me things that ahead of my time.
Got it.
So things I would have learned in my 30s, I learned in my 20s.
So you enter the 30s knowing already.
Knowing
right?
already.
Yeah.
There's so many women in their 30s trying to figure out themselves, trying to figure out men. I feel like marriage was a cheat code for me.
Got it. Okay.
So that's what I enjoy about being married. I feel like it was a cheat code for me.
What would you not tolerate in a relationship or marriage now that you think you tolerated in your 20s?
A man withdrawing when he's upset. Because men tend to do that when they're upset or they feel like it's a lot of pressure on them. They withdraw from you.
Yeah.
I'm not tolerating that now. But I used to tolerate it in my marriage where he wouldn't speak to me for like a whole day.
A day?
A whole day. We lived together, but he wouldn't speak to me for a whole day. I dare a man do that to me now.
What you gonna do?
Leave him.
So you don't think sometimes, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here, this is what I do once in a while, Sometimes like a man withdrawing is a form of controlling maybe his feelings and his emotions, right? So for example, when people are upset, they can say things that are hurtful to their person, right? So instead of me being reactive and saying those things in this moment, let me take some time to myself. I do think a day is wild though. Like, I'm not gonna hold you. A day.
That's a complete shutdown.
Yeah. If you can go out there without talking to me, you don't need me.
I feel like that's emotional abuse too on a woman.
Okay. Ooh. Oh.
And that's why I will leave a man if he do that, because that's a form of abuse. Is just not physical. Yeah. It's emotional abuse. It's financial abuse. You're not gonna emotionally abuse me, and I'm in love with you.
How is it emotional abuse?
Because you know that this person is attached to you. You know that there's a problem at hand. Let's discuss the issue. And let's get past this. I get over things very easy.
Me too.
So once we have a conversation, I'm back to normal again. Like, oh, so could we go eat?
But then could that not be viewed as emotional abuse also? Because this is just popping up. This is crazy.
No.
Because because you're okay and you're over it quickly, right? I think you kind of have that same expectation of them, but they're not. They may need time to process.
You're right.
We know men are some men are more emotional than women.
You're right. But you know me, and I get over things quick. And I feel like, why are we still dragging this out?
I think it's something maybe you should have a conversation beforehand, right? Like if it happens once and you see like he shuts down for an entire day, right?
Yeah.
Then you have a conversation and let him know, look, I don't like when we get into arguments and you shut down for a day. Maybe a couple hours. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
And then we come back and we find resolution, right?
But see, I agree with you, but I don't see now my man here straight tell me like, I ain't doing this. We ain't arguing. Oh. I ain't arguing with you. We ain't doing this. And I just know like, all right, stop. Because he's that much in control and he's that masculine that he could tell me we ain't doing this, and I'd be like, okay.
So your man now you think is more masculine than you?
Very masculine. He's very much a man, and he will tell me like, I ain't arguing with you. We ain't doing this. This is the last time we doing this.
What makes a man to you?
I feel like a man. What makes a man is a great leader. He knows how to lead himself, and he knows how to lead other people, especially his woman. Because women, we sometimes get off our rocker a little bit.
All the time.
We lose it sometimes.
Yeah.
We need a man, especially when you're an alpha female like me. I need a man to like wheel me back in to make me be like, all right, let me stop. Let me chill out. And he does that with me, like relax, like chill. And I gotta like self-reflect, like, okay, maybe I look crazy.
Is it like the tone that he uses?
He's very soft-spoken. He's not a screamer. He don't really get irate. Like he keeps the same
demeanor all the time.
And it's just so sexy.
I was gonna say that's very attractive for a man.
Yes,
like my
so
biggest
sexy.
pet peeve is a man who raises his voice and yells. Like
I mean, I don't like a yeller. I'm a yeller. So
I'm not even a yeller. That's a funny thing.
See, I will yell. I'm a brat, so I sometimes throw tantrums. Nothing crazy, but not like I'm throwing things, but I'll cry as I'm talking.
Yeah,
I
me
do
too.
that, and he will keep the same tone. Like even when I start crying and I'm like pacing, and he don't. Yeah, it's the same person, and I love that.
Yeah, because I've been with men like when I am bratty, or not even just bratty, like if
Mm-hmm.
we have a disagreement, like I'm really this chill like majority of the time. It's either
Mm-hmm.
I'm this chilled or I'm on 100, right? But I'm very chill. So even in disagreements, like my tone of voice will not change. And this is me. And he's
Mm-hmm.
like yelling at the top of his lungs. And I'm just like,
I don't like that.
ooh.
Cause I do this in arguments. I be like, up, my volume goes up and down.
Mhm.
So
I do that too.
he knows how to handle that when I go up, and he be like, oh, you yelling. We can't have a conversation if you yelling. Then I know, okay, let me bring it down.
I get told I'm being condescending just because I have this very chill tone. It's like, yeah, it's crazy to me. And it's something I'm like, is this something I need to examine? Because I'm
No.
just trying to prevent things from escalating, you know? But I guess I gotta find a man who's just chilled. What would you say was the hardest part of transitioning from being married to being, I know you were engaged after, right?
Yes.
Or, oh, I would say going from being married and then having to date again because you had to
Mhm.
date in order to.
Yes.
All right. Tell me about that process. What was the hardest part?
The hardest part of being married and then trying to date is having to deal with the icky men.
What makes a man icky to you?
Just like a man that makes excuses, a liar. I had to realize a lot of men lie.
Mm-hmm. Oh, girl.
My ex-husband wasn't a liar.
Okay.
So a lot of men lie. Men like to spin you.
If you let them.
I'm busy. I'm doing this. No, you're not.
You make time for what you want. I feel
Exactly.
like, yeah.
So I had to deal with the newness of dealing with new personalities and hearing no.
That's not something you're.
Yeah, I wasn't used to hearing no. I wasn't used to dealing with. You got to understand, each man comes with woman that was there before you too.
Mhm.
Whether it's an ex, whether it was woman that they was just some type of relationship with benefits, whatever it may be.
Mhm.
You have to deal with a lot with new men.
Yeah.
Because you're the added person in their life. There was people that existed before you.
Ooh.
And you got to deal with that.
And how did you deal with that?
I don't like to deal with that.
So going in, do you ask a man like, is there anyone I should be worried about? Like anyone who thinks y'all are together?
Yes,
right?
I ask questions like, are you in a relationship? Is there anyone that's still like lingering? Are you currently sleeping with somebody? How long you've been sleeping with that person? Do you have kids? I don't even like to date men with kids.
No? Why not?
No, because I don't like to deal with added people.
Oh, because then the kids, you got to deal with the baby mothers.
Yeah, because I love kids, so it's
Yeah.
not that I don't like to deal with baby mothers.
Mhm.
There are women out there who still feel like they have ownership over men that they have kids with. It's insane to me.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I dealt with a man with a kid, with 3 kids actually, and
It could get crazy. It could get sticky, and
never did.
I don't like that. So with my ex-husband, I didn't have to deal with nobody.
Because you're the first.
I was the first. It was just me and him. There was nothing to deal with. So dating, it was coming with different things, and trust me, I learned a lot about myself after my marriage, more than I did in my marriage. I learned tolerance. I learned patience. Like I said, I learned what I did and did not want to deal with or will not deal with. It's a lot. Dating isn't fun. That's why I said you got to date with strategy. That's how I learned how to date with strategy.
What are some strategies you would give the women? Some pointers when dating with strategy. And what have you done that has worked for you, proven success?
Well, I'm very firm, so
you're strict.
I'm that. Listen, belt to ass strict. I'm strict with men. Like I make you start doing things from the start out the gate. Like I don't wait. You can't wait to show me no tricks. You got to show me tricks from the start.
Impress me.
And if you can't show me tricks from the start, like you out of here.
You crack me up. You out of here.
You out of here.
I do agree, right? Because I do think like you have to set the tone of what you want, what you're gonna tolerate, what you're not gonna tolerate. Like, and I do think I have this belief. Let me know if you agree or not, right?
Okay.
I think men always show you they start at 100%, and then it drops. This is what I think, right? Because I think you have to show up as your best. You have to like impress this woman, like make sure you're the man she wants to be with, right?
Yes.
Like, and good looking women, like
I'm
we
gonna
got options,
I'm gonna tell you how I feel about that though.
Right?
Go
Yeah,
ahead. Go
yeah.
finish.
So to me, as a good looking woman, like there's some competition, right? So you're gonna bring your best self, and then you got me, right?
Yes.
And then eventually, now being with them over time, that 100% starts to drop. 90, 80. It might come back up, but I never think it goes back to 100%. That's my theory.
My thing about that is, I feel like I've dated a man, I've been with a man that literally came in the door swinging with everything, gifts, dates, flowers, money, everything. And that relationship was a shit show.
Why? How?
That's who I was actually engaged to. Because over time, he started to diminish what he came in doing. It started to get less and less over time.
I told you that was 100%.
And then it changed him as a man because he felt like he didn't even deserve me after a while. He didn't know what to do, so he started becoming very mean to me.
Okay, I see.
So, yeah.
Because you think to him you weren't being appreciative of the things he was doing?
No, he just was in a position to do that in the beginning, and then over time when he realized he wasn't, and I was a woman that was deserving of those things, I feel like he just started to resent me that I was still that person when he wasn't. I'm still the person that have those requirements, but you can't meet my requirements, so now you mad at me.
I feel you, when he should be mad at himself. Work harder.
Now, in the relationship I'm in now with my man now, oh, baby, he started off acting like he was handicapped, that he couldn't really do nothing. He did things, but it was like very sporadic. So over time of being with him, I've gotten more over time of being with him. Like the more I'm with him, the more I get. But he didn't start out like that.
I feel you. So, but I think with your ex-fiance, that was like love bombing, right?
Yes.
It's like,
and that's what he did.
Okay. No, see, that's when my 100%, it does involve like gifts and the romantic stuff, but also to me, the emotional aspect of it as well, right?
Yeah.
Like always being there if I need you. Like if you can't pick up the phone, like texting me, hey, I'm going to call you back, right? Like just being responsive, being there for me, right? And then since when we are together after some time, it's like I'm calling you 5 times and you can't pick up the phone. Like,
oh, I can't do that.
That's the kind of things I'm talking about. I feel like anyone who love bombs someone, like you should, even though you got to maintain that 24/7, 365, but don't even start off like that.
Yeah, I mean, well, I
low-key love a love bomber. I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah, I'm about to say, hold on. Because anybody that know me, you got to be crazy about me from the start.
Yeah.
I like a man that's obsessed with me from the start. If you're not obsessed with me from the start, just don't even waste your time with me.
I agree.
So I tend to come across men or meet men that's obsessed with me from the start, but not, sometimes it's a facade. But I know how to weed them out. I've learned to weed them. Well, when I was dating, I learned to weed them out, like who was faking it and who was really like that.
What tests you put them through to weed them out?
I keep demanding things. If this is who you really are, you're going to say yes for everything.
I'm crying. Because this is genius. Like,
if this is not who you are, you start to tell me no, you start to get frustrated, you start to ignore texts and calls because you like, she wants something again. Damn. Yeah.
The real self starts to show.
Yeah. I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that. And I'm not unrealistic with the things that I want, but I'll keep saying I want things.
Just to see if they can deliver.
Yeah. And it's not just about material things. Like, it could be something simple. I want it.
See if you're gonna get it.
If you're that obsessed and this is who you really, because men fake it.
Yeah.
Ladies, y'all gotta understand, these men be faking it. Like they be having representatives. They fake like the jury is real. They act like the character of the man that they showing you is who they really are. And these men don't be nothing lined up of what they present to be. So you gotta be careful. You gotta be strategic. And it's not about asking for things. It could be something simple like, hey, I want to go here. You want to come with me? A man to get there and expect you to pay for that experience.
Just because you invited him.
Just because you invited him. Nah, you should know that you paying for this, but we doing this together.
Got it. No, I feel you. For me, it's like supporting me, right? Like whether you're asking me about my show, like, hey, I have to film today, and you're like, how did your episode go, right? Those small
What did y'all
things,
talk
or
about? Yeah.
that interest, right? Or I walk in a fashion show, I need you to be there and be like, oh shit, like that might be my potential shorty, or that is my shorty, like it's, I think a lot of times people think it's a material thing. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
happy you gave clarity on that. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, it's not I'm asking you for physical material things all the time, it's
Right.
just certain ways in which it would show you would be a good partner to me.
Yes.
Right.
Even like things like, okay, I gotta go do my manicure and pedicure, and he's just sitting there on his phone quietly waiting for you to finish.
Just because he
You
just
doing
wants
your
to be in your
hair, he's
presence.
out in the car, wait. He just want to be around you.
Yeah.
So even if he got to sit out in the car for 2 hours and wait for you, he's doing that. I like stuff like that.
Me too. I remember there was this thing on Instagram I posted. I'm like, I love having my ass kissed. Like,
Yeah. I like right. I like having my ass kissed. I like a man being obsessed with me because guess what? I'm a woman. I'm not afraid to kiss my man ass. I'm not afraid to be obsessed with him. I'm not afraid to love bomb my man.
That was my next question, actually.
Oh no, baby. I sweat my man.
Yeah, let him know.
I sweat him. I'm a geek about him.
Same. Okay, I like.
I be threatening his life.
How?
I be telling him like, baby, at this point, you do anything, it's over. That I'm a smile in my mugshot.
I'll cry.
I tell him that because I love my man, and yeah.
I love that for you. Because some women, I think some women, we are so stuck in we're the prize, right? So we have all these requirements. Well, let me not say we, because I'm not one of y'all.
Period.
I have to draw a distinction. You get what I'm saying? They have all these requirements of things they want, and they want their man to be obsessed with them. But because they're the prize, they can't reciprocate that. And they want that man so far up there, a-holes, right? But then they don't do the bare minimum to make that man feel special.
Women be thinking they the prize because of how they look. What else?
I mean, that's what we led with, right? Like,
yeah, but what else? Like, how you can't think you the prize just because you look good. What makes you the prize?
What are some things you think makes you the prize? Like, what do you offer to
There's so many things that make me the prize, but what I offer to my man is clarity, reassurance. That's what makes me the prize. My man don't have to worry about me. So that's the reassurance part. A woman that look like me, I have a plethora of men chasing me. My man knows that nobody could take me from him. I know that nobody could take me from him. That's what makes, I give him clarity. I give him peace of mind. Security. I give him reassurance. And also, I give him ideas. I'm the woman he could bounce ideas off of day, night, afternoon, anytime. My man comes to me for everything.
I love that because I think a lot of women, or a lot of men, I don't know which way I'm trying to go right now, but I'm going somewhere, right? They don't understand the value in having a man value your opinion on things that have nothing to do with the relationship, right? And I think when a man is able to come to you with like his ideas or like his money moves and stuff like that,
I love that.
That shows like, he really looks at me as an equal and a partner, right?
Yes.
Rather than just the pretty girl, right?
I love that.
Me too. I'm like, let me show you my value, baby.
Yeah.
This is what I can add to your life.
Right. And you have to know women don't come across enough men that are the prize to really put them in a place. Because I think a woman learned when you learn that you aren't just a prize, when you meet a man that you're scared to lose. You got to be put in a position where you don't want to lose somebody, and you start to realize like, I'm not just a prize. I don't want to lose this person either. Yeah. Why? Because you know that he the prize.
Yeah, and you wouldn't want
and be real with yourself. Yeah, be real with yourself.
And that's when those like walls and that toughness has to come down, right? Like that vulnerability has to shine through because it's like, okay, I know if he ends up with someone else or if I just lose
I'm
him,
gonna be sick.
Yeah. And a lot of women, I think, whether it's the daddy issues or just the way they were raised, maybe by single mothers, like they are not able to portray that level of vulnerability to a man to be honest with him and let him know, hey, we can work through this. Like, some women are so prideful that they rather lose the person that they love than for them to like make changes and be vulnerable. if I was raised like this with this single mother and I'm raising a
Right.
daughter and I'm raising her the same way, damn, we all just gonna be miserable with no man.
Oh no, babe. Listen, let me tell you something. When I get in one of my moods and I'm like on my man's behind, when I'm on his ass, and he be like, "Why you acting like this?" I'm like, "Cause I love you." What else? What?
You think that's a valid reason though? Because I love you?
No, it's not a valid reason, but a man needs to understand why you doing the things that you're doing.
Yeah.
It's not about insecurity. I love you. Sometimes it's just that simple. You love somebody, you miss them, and you may act up. Sometimes I miss him, and I may just get a little annoyed, and I start to not text crazy stuff, but like, "What you doing?" Or I want his attention, and I'll do it.
Naggy.
Yeah, I get a little naggy. And then he "Why you acting like this?" "Cause I love you. I miss you." Like, what else? I'm crazy about you.
Because you have some men who are like that behavior is unacceptable. Like,
yeah, but it really just be that simple. You missing your man, and you may just act up a little bit. You may become naggy.
That's the story of my life, girl. I'm not gonna hold y'all. Like that's me.
And it's that simple, right?
Yeah.
It's no more it's not that you insecure, it's you just miss him.
But I think like being able to say that out loud is also like shows your authenticity. Like you're not afraid. This is who I am when I miss you. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like I'm not afraid for you to see it because this is me.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, again, like going back to the Instagram facades and not being able to hold a conversation and, you know, people on their authentic selves. So it's hard for anyone to receive them. And it's hard for them to be themselves because you're hiding who you actually are, which to me is harder than actually just being who you are. Like
that's because people aren't really dating for real. People, men are dating women because they look good. And women are dating men because they want things. So how could you really show a person who you really are if you just want something?
Would you date a man who can't give you anything? Let's say you were single right now. Okay.
Is that a real question?
I'm dead serious.
No, I'm not dating no man that can't give me anything.
Why
Come
not?
on now. Because I like things. I love life. I want to live life. If you can't give me nothing,
all right, what if he can't give you financially, right? But he pours into you in different ways.
Okay, you gotta switch that question up because you said nothing.
Yeah, you're right. Hold me accountable.
You said give me nothing. Nothing sound like nothing.
Nothing is empty for real.
Yes,
for real.
The word nothing is a broad word. That to me that spreads across life.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
So I need something. I need things. I need tangible things from a man. So if you can't, not just material things, I need conversations. I need your time. I need your opinion. I need your compliments. I need your love. You got to give me things.
Got it. Okay. You got to give me things. I'm going to end on that though, because baby, give us things, okay?
Yes, and things is not just material things. Things is your mind.
Emotional support, right?
Yes.
Like it's all
spiritual support.
Yes, so that's a fact.
Yeah, I want a lot, and a spiritual support is the heaviest thing somebody could give you.
And a lot of them can't do that.
Yeah,
that is a very important one. We do have to end this episode because we are pressed for time, but we gotta run this back because
we have to.
This is way too good. It was short and sweet, you know, but. We'll be
we
back.
ain't done. Y'all see me again.
This was just a preview. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, it's a preview. Let them know where they can find you, your social media handle, anything you want to leave them with.
I am She's So Vain. Come and find me and
say hi.
Yes, come and say hi. Come, you know, I'm a girl's girl. Only with the real girls, not the mean girls. I'm a girl's girl. Men, stay out my DM. Don't even talk to me.
She got a man.
Yes.
Right?
And
y'all heard that.
Crazy about me.
Period. All right. On that note, honesty, I shall see you all next week. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Follow She's So Vain on Instagram. And leave a comment. Let us know how y'all feel about this episode and what we're saying. Okay.
Yes.
And if you have any suggestions on things you want us to talk about next time she's on the show, then let us know.
Yes.
All righty. On that note, see y'all next week. Bye.